go. So I'll give you the victim's name from the homicide. His last name is Bonhorst, B-O-N-H-O-R-S-T. First is Casey, C-A-S-E-Y. Middle name is Paul, P-A-U-L. And he's 30, from Brainerd, Minnesota. And that's pretty much all we have as far as the homicide updates. There was a few tips that came in. We're still looking for more tips, more information. This is one of those cases where we're really relying on the public heavily, and we know that somebody probably knows something or has heard of something, and we'd really like people to call Crime Stoppers and just pass that information along. Those tips go to Crime Stoppers and get filtered and then are passed on to the police department, so they are truly anonymous. We have no idea where they're coming from, but that information is received almost instantaneously. So it's a good system. It's good for the people to stay anonymous, and it's good for police to get those tips. And so if somebody knows something, anything that they may think is a little odd or maybe relevant or tied to this, we'd like them to call Crime Stoppers with that information.
Is there, you already know the answer perhaps, but I think we all got video and pictures of yesterday's activity. A pretty good police force and a given sheriff out there searching, I assume, for a weapon or any evidence in there. And did they use canine, or was there anything found?
I guess I don't have all the details on that. I mean, it's one of the things, that's a pretty standard approach, is to go out, and it's very intensive. It takes a lot of manpower, and so we've got people from both the police department, the sheriff's office, DCI are out there. It's knocking on doors, it's talking to people. They're probably doing that several times a day. You know, people come and go at different times, and so what they're doing is, it's not just necessarily looking for pieces of evidence, but it's looking for people that maybe know something. And so a lot of the times it's one of those necessary steps. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to do that, to try to find these people and reach everybody, but they're trying to get a hold of everybody in that immediate area, anybody that may have seen anything. And so that's why we really push the Crime Stoppers angle as well, because sometimes we may miss somebody and they may have that information. And so the more people we can reach, the more people we can talk to, hopefully we can come up with some different pieces that tell us exactly what happened.
So will they be there in that area for like the next couple of days?
I can't tell you what the exact game plan is. You know, there's a lot of it depends on how the investigation unfolds, and so immediately after, it's talking to people, trying to find witnesses, if they saw something, if they heard something. If there's new information that's gained, they may go out to that area. If they've been able to talk to everybody in that area, there may not be a need to go back out. So it just really kind of depends. Sometimes they may visit a place 2 or 3 times, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just really depends on the situation and what information we have.
Also, too, do we know the results of the autopsy report yet?
I haven't heard that yet. Usually the preliminary autopsy is done. I haven't heard the results of that.
I can't remember, was it just one gunshot wound, or how many?
We're waiting for those autopsy results, so I can do some checking, and I can send an email out to everybody and just give an update if we have anything on that.
That autopsy was yesterday morning, correct?
Yes. Well, it was scheduled for yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll find out. I'll let everybody know.
Is there any danger to the public at all? Should they be concerned?
Well, that's kind of a tough one. I mean, we still believe this was an isolated incident. We don't think that there was any particular person that was targeted, don't think there was any area that was targeted, but the one thing people really should do is just keep an eye out on their surroundings, and this happens all the time. Unfortunately, people get a little too complacent and just go about their normal business, and they don't really pay attention to what's happening around them. And so it's whether you're, at work, going to the store, going home, it's always a good idea to just kind of keep an eye out to see what's around you. And if you see something that doesn't seem right, get yourself out of that environment. So if that means driving around the block, if that means going back inside your house, make sure you're in a safe place, and then call police, and then we can check it out.
As for, so the guy who ordered the pizza, how is he involved in this? Did he just order the pizza, or is there another?
We're still looking into pretty much everything at this point, so. I mean, we know who he is, we've identified him, so it's not like it's a big mystery or anything like that, but we're still trying to put everything together and figure out how everything fits.
And, sorry,
Did you get any surveillance video, do you know?
I don't think we have. That's, I guess I don't know 100%, but I didn't hear of anything, so.
So we'll still bring up eGuard and set up the,
Yeah, I mean, if people have surveillance systems, we'd like them to review it, especially if they're in that, block, immediate area, I guess, around where the shooting took place. So anywhere 26th and Cleveland, if they're in probably a 3 or 4 block area, review those video surveillance systems, and if they see anything, it doesn't matter if it's somebody running past or a car driving slowly, I mean, could be anything. If they see something like that, let us know, and then we can come out and check it out.
do we know whether or not the driver was robbed?
I don't know if we know that yet. I think that's one of the things we're still looking into.